The Team Lally Show was previously recorded.
It's time to enter the world of real estate in Oahu with Hawaii's only true real estate radio show, the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Grab a pen and get ready to take notes. For the next full hour, Hawaii's premier real estate leader, Adrienne Lally, and Attilio Leonardi will bring you the latest in real estate news and real-world strategies on how they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. Now, here are your hosts, Adrienne and Attilio.
Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hi, everybody. What I would like to say today, and for you native speakers, I'm going to apologize up front in case I mispronounce or have some kind of weird accent, but I would just like to say, Hajime mashite yonoshiko onegai shimasu. And that is, my understanding, is a very formal way to introduce yourselves to someone. And the reason, and what language was that, Adrienne?
That was Japanese.
Where did we go recently? I want to talk about our visit to Japan, and we're going to give some tips for visiting Japan. We were there for 10 days. Mm-hmm. It was fun. Let's go back and forth on a rapid round robin. Ichi, number one. What is your number one tip for visiting Japan?
Well, I think it depends on the time of year that you're visiting, but if you're around this time, probably good to dress in layers and
dress
pack.
In layers. Well,
pack accordingly. You want to be very, also, if you have tattoos, make sure that they're not
that's
showing.
Too many tips.
Yes.
I only said one.
Well, I was talking about
Pick a
clothes.
good time of year to visit. All right, we got to take turns. Number two, go get the yen is very, very favorable right now. Probably $1.40. I think it is. I don't know, maybe
150,
150 like that. But just know that when you go to convert, the people converting for you got to take a little piece of the action. Pearl Ridge, it's like downtown Pearl Ridge in like one of those kiosks in the middle of the downtown Pearl Ridge. So don't be going uptown, downtown, parking all over. Well, and then don't think like you can go up, down, and catch the monorail, because the monorail don't work anymore. You gotta walk. But go over there. How much if you go for like a week or two? How much yen should we recommend that they get?
I just think it depends on your shopping habits
and
what your goals are. Because if you want to go shopping, then you're going to have to get a lot more.
I would beg to differ, because they do take the credit cards, and you're going to have conversion that way. But most of the places there, taxi cabs, food establishments, everywhere we went. So what you're using the yen for and the coins, get to know the coins. They have a 500 yen coin.
I think like maybe just plan for $100 a day that you're there. Just
so $1,000 for 10 days.
For tips for any of your tour guides. And
they flip out when you give them tips. Why?
Because it's not really.
They don't tip.
They do, but it's not expected.
Yeah, but they eyeball you if you're an American. They're like, oh, Americans, they
know.
Tip.
Yes.
Canadians, oh, they're cheap. But anyway, it's not being about cheap or anything. It's just the culture.
It's not part of the culture.
Oh, from UK, they cheap. No. Americans are the ones. And you know what? And even if they know you're American, they really don't have an expectation. Let's see. My tip would be get to know the train systems. Very inexpensive. You can go like the same distance for 350 yen.
Which is like $2.
$2, whatever, $2-3, and then you can go the same distance in a taxi, and it's like $50-$60 US.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's worth it to go early. If you want millions of people going in every direction, and people that can speak somewhat English, and then taking a complex system called public transportation, go early, like 1 hour early, because it might take you 45 minutes to figure out where to get the tickets and what stop to be on.
Always wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah, wear comfortable shoes.
Because there's going to be a lot of walking.
We were looking at on the iPhone, like at minimum, we was doing 15,000 steps.
Or like 20,000.
20,000 steps. Wow, what is that? Steps inflation?
Yes.
But lots of walking and that, the food. It's actually, I thought Japan was going to be expensive like Hawaii or similar, but the food is actually less expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You can get one. What's cool is you go, like, Adrienne liked it somewhat, but after a while she's like, shoot me right now, but I would do it every day. And what is that?
Every day,
Taking
every
a bath. No.
every
Eating
day
ramen.
and every meal. He was like,
Every
time
ramen.
for ramen. I'm
I like eat ramen.
Enough.
I like eat ramen for breakfast, eat ramen for lunch, eat ramen for dinner. I was good with the ramen all the time. Speaking of someone who likes to eat ramen all the time, who's next?
That would be, I don't know if he likes to eat ramen all the time.
He does because I said so.
Maybe like sometimes like me.
Yeah.
That would be Todd from the Loan Depot.
Hey, Todd. Boy,
Hey guys, how you doing?
you went to Japan actually before us, couple weeks, couple months. What's your number one tip for visiting Japan?
And then
Eat as much as you can.
Eat as much as you can.
and then we'll get to your mortgage tip.
yeah.
But would
like
you
don't
eat
when you get on the airplane
would
and then
you-
only eat when you land.
would you eat as much ramen as you can? Because Attilio and I were, we were
awesome.
discussing this ramen
It was awesome.
habit of his.
I heard.
Yeah.
Ramen has to be one of my favorite foods in the whole entire world. I
Yeah.
could eat ramen every single day.
Oh, you and Attilio.
You know, and
Not
Japanese
very good
people,
for you,
they
but yeah.
they slurp them.
Oh yeah, that was a little interesting.
I was like, every time we sat down at the counter, I felt like I was doing an eating contest. I was trying to go faster than the guy next to me, but they go fast because they're, you know why, they're all working like 8 hours,
I think it has
12 hours.
a twofold purpose. Number
Yeah.
one, it helps to cool the noodles as it
Yeah.
goes in your mouth. And the same way when you drink wine, if you have airflow in there, it enhances
Yeah.
the flavor. So I think
Yeah.
it does those two things.
You're aerating
So
your ramen with the slurping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're cooling it off at the same time as
Yeah.
you're eating it.
So, what you got for us this week? Speaking of ramen and finance, and ramen versus interest rates, ramen versus the rates.
I can't make a correlation to my topic today. My topic is talking about down payments, and I guess maybe dispelling a few of the myths out there about down payments. First and foremost, you don't need 20% down to buy a home. You can get a home with less than 20% down thanks to what's something called the private mortgage insurance, or PMI.
Okay.
And that's for conventional loans. You're looking at a minimum down payment of 3 to 5% down. If you're a veteran or served in the military, you could actually buy a home with 0% down, which is even better.
Yeah.
Or if you haven't served in the military and you're not looking at a conventional loan and you're looking at an FHA loan, you can buy a home with as little as 3.5% down.
And then Todd, what about the USDA loan? I know that's for certain
USDA.
areas, but like where are those areas that it's approved, and what's that one about?
So USDA loans are loans that are deemed to be in rural areas by the USDA, and that's generally from Eva Beach west. Eva Beach and going westward, it qualifies for USDA loans, and other pocket areas like I believe Waimanalo is still USDA qualified.
Yeah.
So you do have geographical restrictions as well as income restrictions for USDA loan. But you can do zero down when you buy a USDA using a USDA loan.
Nice.
And that's surprising that Eva Beach is still considered in there.
It's all that farmed, all sugarcane fields out there. What? Oh no more
And I
sugarcane
think,
fields.
but like,
Just get condos.
is it like every year or every few years they go and they're like they
census,
assess and then
population.
decide?
Yeah.
I don't know how often they do it, but they're supposed to do a consensus. I mean, I don't know, Adrian, we go way back into Eva Beach, maybe 15, 20 years ago, and USDA was still eligible there, and it is still eligible today. So I'm not sure exactly how often.
They went from 10,000 homes to like 100,000.
We're not going to ask questions. We're going to
just
be happy that it's still available and just keep using it until it's not.
Yep.
Exactly.
So
some other things about down payments is that it doesn't have to come from you or your savings account. It can be gift funds from a relative, mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle.
Okay.
You can also use if you have a retirement account, 401k, IRA, you can use the funds from there. So there's other sources of getting the down payment if you don't have it in just your savings account.
Now, I noticed too that, like I was trying to help a close person that I wasn't related to with the down payment, but you have to be related, yeah?
Technically, yes, you have to be related.
Okay.
But I think that's used loosely. I mean, you can call anyone uncle, right? And just put it under as uncle. I mean, Hawaii is a little bit more flexible that way, but
Yeah, because if you're younger than 20, but you're older than 30, the younger 20-year-old and below is going to call the 30 and above uncle or auntie.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's everybody get all bummed out, right? The first time. Do you remember the first time 9/11 and then the first 9/11? Do you remember where you were at 9/11? And then right up there, do you remember the first time you was called uncle?
I was actually I do remember where I was in 9/11, but I don't remember the first time I was called uncle.
Yeah.
But
some people it's the same. They're like, oh man, that was traumatic. 9/11 and the first time somebody called me uncle and auntie, or the first time they never card you at the nightclub or 7-Eleven. But keep going. Tell us some more.
One other thing is, and you guys can chime in on this as well, like waiting to save for a larger down payment is not always the best strategy. Yeah. Right. You can get into a loan if you're not VA eligible or you're not looking in a area that's USDA approved. You can go as little as 3% down on a conventional loan.
Nice. Okay.
So sometimes getting into the home is more important than saving for the down payment because you might miss out on an opportunity depending on where the market is at that time and what's going to happen to the market in the future, right? Yeah. I mean, you guys can talk through it. It was about appreciation of homes and how you've seen clients that didn't quite have as much money as they wanted down, but they still bought the home and in the end ended up in a much better financial position 5 or 10 years down the line.
That's it.
So,
and that's what we recommend rather than waiting. If you can get in, then if you're continuing to save, the prices of the home are continuing. They're
outpace your savings.
Yeah, they're growing, and then also interest rates continue to flex and change. So if there's a program and it's comfortable, that monthly payment, I would say do it. Do it now.
Thank you, Todd.
And talk about
go ahead.
About favorable market conditions right now. We're looking. There's a lot of experts that are anticipating rates are going to drop, and when that happens, prices are going to
go up.
Prices are going to go up.
Yeah, like a seesaw.
So get in now.
All right.
We can help.
And Thank you, Todd.
Can Todd. Thank you, Todd.
Thanks, guys.
Excellent info.
All right.
All right. That was Todd from the Loan Depot. And you can find out all about Todd and his team by going to Experts We Trust on the resource tab of teamlally.com.
Or give him a call, 799-9596. Next up, we got, he's the Pac-Man of insurance. He just keeps eating up all your problems and turning them into ghosts. Who's that?
That would be Bradley Maruyama of Allstate Insurance.
Bradley, you should play Pac-Man.
I used to love playing Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Wasn't that good at it, but I loved it.
But now he plays Pac-Man for a living, but he's gobbling up all of these problems, these insurance problems.
Every time I call Bradley's phone,
high score.
His ringtone for us is pew, 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 pew. All right, what you got for us, Bradley?
Okay. I want to just talk specifically about hurricane insurance. We're right around the corner from hurricane season, and every year we kind of talk about what do we do in a time of a claim for a hurricane, and what's a good practice to do before every hurricane season is go around your house, take a video of what's outside, what's inside. So if there ever is an unfortunate storm and you have to file a claim, at least you got some kind of documentation of what was damaged, what was there, what did your house look like prior to the storm, what electronics got damaged. So it's a good way to document. A second part to that, Tilio likes to talk about our Allstate locker.
Yeah.
You can start itemizing things that you have in and outside the house on that Allstate locker. And the beauty of it is when there's a big loss, whether it's from a fire or a hurricane, it's stressful. So you want to have something pre-done because the adjuster's going to say, so Tilio, what did you have outside? What was damaged? Was there any surfboards? Was there a grill? Maybe a ladder got damaged. What was inside? How many televisions did you have? How many computers? Blah, blah, blah. But if you have all these things itemized, it would make the claims process much easier. Now, over and above claims, what I want everyone to do when you have time is to review your hurricane policy. We talk about it week in, week out. But more and more, I'm seeing a lot of people only covered for $250 a square foot. After these Maui fires, we found that $250 is not enough.
Not enough, yeah.
To rebuild some of these homes. So, review your building building replacement cost, square footage, and how much are you getting? When people ask me, Brad, what are you suggesting to clients? We're doing $330 to $350.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we're quoting people, they're going to be like, "Oh, Brad, you're like $500 off," but it's not really apples to apples because we might be going against $250 a foot. But after all said and done, we review the deductibles, the coverages, and they say, "Wow, you're like you have $230,000 more in dwelling structure coverage." That's probably why the premium's so off. So, very important to look at your cost per square foot, what you're getting on that hurricane policy. And on top of that, a building per square foot, we're seeing a lot of 5% deductibles. So don't be blindsided after the claim hits. Take a look at how high that deductible is because 1 or 2% deductible could be a difference of $40,000 in deductible payout when you do have to file that insurance claim. So look at your deductible, what your deductible is on your hurricane because it's a percentage of what your dwelling coverage is. So an example would be if you have a $500,000 structure or $500,000 in dwelling replacement, that means your deductible is $25,000.
Oh, wow.
So if only your roof is damaged, you're going to be self-insuring that roof. So it's very important to do that review, take a look at it. And like Attilio and Adrian always say, if you when in doubt and you can't reach your agent, I'll be more than happy to do that review.
Yeah.
And you've done it for many of our listeners. I know that they've taken you up on it and have called you and been, very grateful for that information because it's confusing. There's a lot of stuff on there that, just to us lay people, we don't understand.
Yeah.
So take Bradley up on that.
As we say, when in Japan, Brahmin.
Ramen.
I think Bradley would,
and I
think Bradley's going too.
Oh, you going?
I went the week after you guys were there.
Oh, wow.
So I did
Okay.
catch some ramen and some ice cold acai.
Oh,
Nice. Nice.
Good.
Three shows ago, we're talking about the increase of hurricane coverage as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we made sure that Adrian's policy was at the top of the list now that it's coming up for renewal.
Yeah.
But this is what we also been telling insurers. Although Zephyr took this large rate increase, that doesn't mean the other carriers will not take an increase.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to reach out to your insurance agent to see what the options are. Because at least you could save money this year when you are coming up for renewal. So it's just good to get options from your insurance agent.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, although they took the rate increase, a lot of people are still staying with Zephyr.
Yeah.
Because of some of them say, well, I've been paying Zephyr for 28 years. They've done nothing but good. The service is good. So we want to stick with Zephyr. And there's others that leave.
Yeah.
And there are times when Zephyr is a cheaper option. So, with that said, that's why it's so important to review your policy.
Okay. Thanks,
Well,
Bradley.
thank you, Bradley, for the reminder on the hurricane insurance and how it all works.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right. So he's a guy that's going to protect your rental property from the hurricane called tenants. Right? They have alphabet for the names of the hurricanes, right? So there was a hurricane called tenants. And Duke can protect your house.
So we've got Duke Kimhan with his tip of the week from Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Hi, Duke.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to hear Bradley on.
Yeah.
So, got an easy one word. It's called parking. It's actually 2 words, but
Yeah,
it's
like Korean, right? Parking, like
That's right.
a Korean name or something.
Parking, yeah. Yeah. It's a new dish.
Yep.
But let me tell you, if you only have 1 parking space versus 2 parking spaces, you have a 2-bedroom, in today's market, you will not get the maximum amount of rent. In fact, the difference in 1 parking versus 2 could be as much as $200 per month, if not more. I've seen it go $300 a month for 1 parking versus no parking. $300 difference.
Wow.
And people were renting out extra parking spaces for their units at $150 to $200 a month.
Yeah.
So with Hawaii Pacific Property Management, do you guys take units that have no parking?
We do not.
Yeah.
We do not, because it's so difficult for the vendors. It's so difficult for your property manager to go and show a unit. Sometimes they got to park on Alawai Boulevard, and then go run inside to go show your properties. And there's never parking on Alawai.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta win the lottery. You gotta win the Alawai parking lottery.
I think one time I did get a spot over there.
One time I got one spot was 1985. I was going to had to make it to my graduation ceremonies, and I parked overnight and got towed.
Oh,
that was back in August of 1985. I got one spot.
When you get a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with 2 parking, that is about as easy a rental as you can get in today's market.
So 222.
3-bedroom. Yeah. 323. There are a few of those.
Yeah.
That is paradise for a tenant, their family, their teenage kids who all have cars. I mean, where are they going to park? That's why those people don't rent townhomes. They don't rent because there's no guest parking in townhomes overnight. If you
pay attention to the parking.
Yeah. When you go and buy something for an investment property and you call me and you go, what about this one? It only has 1 parking. We only need 1 car. I go, listen, when you go to resell that thing or even rent that thing, you can't do it because all the rest of the competition for just $100 or $200 more a month will have 2 parking. So the boyfriend's girlfriend, the girlfriend's boyfriend, everybody's guest can have a parking space.
Yeah.
So important in Hawaii.
Now, unless you don't like your mother-in-law, then you don't want too much parking. That would be ideal, but that's very far and few between.
And, when you go to try and save maybe $25,000 on your purchase price and you only get 1 parking, oh, my goodness, that your sale will be less, your rental will be less, and you will have problems. You better be a single person for the rest of your life because you got nowhere to let your girlfriend park, your boyfriend park, your mother, your visiting friends from the mainland. They're going to have a car. Everybody in Hawaii has a car.
So always look when you're looking for an investment property or just a home for yourself. You always need to consider this parking situation. Yeah,
the parking.
Be very cautious and careful if you have less than 2 parking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll cost you at some point.
Yeah. And for people who are like, how come places got no parking? Because, back in the 60s, 70s, and
people
all that.
People didn't have all these cars.
There weren't requirements, the code requirements for the number of parking for the units. Fast forward today, you can't build units without adequate parking structures. So that's what you're looking at is some of these older units. And, the tenants are all sweaty because they got to go on the bus and go shopping and walking and
ride their bikes.
And, a
bunch of sweaty tenants.
You're going to have sweaty tenants.
Okay.
It's not good.
I turned down a rental the other day. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1 parking.
1 parking?
1 parking.
The family with
the guy told me when I bought it, I was single. I was like, how short-sighted can you be in life, you know?
He clearly didn't listen to the Team Lally Real Estate Radio show with all of these excellent tips. Or Duke's
small family.
I know
3
Duke.
mopeds.
I know Duke puts out videos about this.
Yeah.
This is not the first time Duke has talked about parking. So he probably should have been listening to the show, and he wouldn't have made that mistake.
I listened to that show a year and a half ago. I don't know what I was thinking.
He said, "Are you kidding me? You're not going to rent my place?"
Nope.
I said, "I can't rent your place. It would be difficult."
Yeah.
He said, "Wow, is it that big of a deal?" I said, "Dude, it's that big of a deal that I wouldn't even take it."
Yeah.
Because it's going to be so difficult for one of my property managers to show it.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
Excellent reminder and tip. Thank you, Duke.
Thank you, Duke.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management. You can find him under the Experts We Trust tab on teamlally.com.
Yeah, if you hear anything on the show, all you got to do is Google teamlally.com and it'll be there. You would just want to give us a call, 799-9596. Again, 799-9596.
And so next up, before we take our break, we have Dan from the Big Island with his Big Island tip of the week.
All right, Dan, with the FBI from Big Island.
What's going on?
Hey, guys, how are you? Good to talk with you.
What you got for us this week, Dan?
Well, it was actually a pretty brisk winter for us over here on the Big Island. January started off a little slow, but it kind of picked up speed at the end of the month, and then February, March, and April have turned out to be pretty good for sales. Traditionally, May gets a little slow for us. But the other headline I think that's worth talking about is I'm noticing a little softening in the condo market here. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is we've got more condos coming on the market. They're getting fewer showings. They're not getting full price, and they're taking longer to sell. Mm.
Hey, Dan, has with the HOA and all the insurance stuff, are you guys over there, are you seeing a lot of increases in the maintenance fee because of insurance?
For sure, that's one of the factors. It is multifactorial.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The first, to your point, is that everybody's insurance rates got jacked up. And I'm talking about the association insurance rate, right? So in order to insure the building for the HOA, those insurance premiums have gone up by 75, 125, 150%.
Yep.
And they are sky high. And the other thing that we've got going on here is that, the interest rates haven't been good, and maintenance is another issue. I would say most of the condo buildings in Kona are over 50 years old, and they all have deferred maintenance. And, to a varying degree. But a lot of these buildings, these condo buildings and projects in Kona are going through pipe projects. And what I mean by pipe projects is specifically swapping out the sewer pipes inside the condo buildings.
Yes.
Because when they built these 50 years ago, they used cast iron pipes, and those things are all corroding and leaking. Yeah. And so what you have to do in a pipe project is literally go in unit by unit and take out a section of wall. Most of the time it's like in the kitchen, in the worst possible place, right? The kitchen's got to get torn out, and then the pipes have to be replaced.
Oh, man.
So you've got kind of an interesting storm that's brewing on the condo front where, you don't have a lot of buyers in the market. You've got more inventory coming on. They're lasting longer. Interest rates are an issue. These deferred maintenance projects are an issue because not only are they kind of a pain in the butt, but all of them require a special assessment. Mm. And so some of these special assessments in these condo projects are hefty. Yeah. I just showed clients a condo project yesterday that's, they're openly advertising in the MLS that the seller is willing to pay the special assessment, which is coming down the pike. And, oh, by the way, it's $40,000.
Ooh. That's a big one.
And that's not abnormal. I mean, I can rattle off 3 buildings in Kona that are all getting special assessments of $40,000 or greater per homeowner. So this insurance problem that we're experiencing across the state, the deferred maintenance issues and special assessments, fewer buyers, higher interest rates, more inventory. There's definitely going to be a softening in the condo market. And how long it lasts, I don't know.
So it's kind of like a perfect storm right now. With everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a tough deal if you're a condo seller right at the moment. And we'll see what happens when June rolls around. I mean, typically, as you guys know, June and July are
busy.
Very good here in the islands for summer break. Right, everybody's here for summer break, and we'll see if it persists.
Well, it sounds like it could be a great opportunity for anyone that's in the market and can see that there is that opportunity.
Tremendous opportunity.
Well, listen, for those who haven't followed real estate and, in the real estate market, coming up next month in May, we'll officially be in a real estate recession for 2 years, right? The recession, as far as the number of sales go, started in May of 22, and of May of 24, it'll be 2 years. I think it'll probably, it'll be, again, some tough sledding through the end of the year. But to your point, the opportunity is if you want to buy a property and you don't want to pay full price, or you don't want to compete against 4 other bidders, this is your opportunity. I keep telling my buyers, get in now before the end of the year, because I think when we start 2025, I think the market's going to take off again. I think interest rates will come down in 25. There'll be more buyers in the pool. There may be a new regime in Washington. And I think that really for the next 6 months, people have an opportunity to buy a property here on the Big Island at probably a fair discount.
Yeah, I was reading a trade magazine. I had 3 magazines on my table. One was Yo-Yo Collection magazine, and another one was 101 Duck Collars. But in between those 2 magazines, and this is a true story, I had a magazine. I don't know how I got it, but it was from the Property Management of Condos. It's a trade magazine. And the number they came up with in the article was 50 years. When any high rises at the 50-year mark, that's when the major systems are going to be needing major repairs.
And the special assessments start coming.
Elevators, electrical, sewer systems, those are the 3 biggies. And Spalding. So.
Yeah, so thanks. Thank you, Dan.
Spalding's a big thing,
bringing that up.
Thank you, Dan.
All right.
It's more important than ever that you've got a professional here on the island that knows what's going on in these buildings and which buildings are getting special assessments. And so, just don't go hire your fly-by-night realtor.
It could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars.
MTV had Downtown Julie Brown, the Big Island. We got Dan the Man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
That's right. You bet, guys.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
All right. So if you do have any questions on any part of our state, any island, just give us a call. We'll make those connections. 799-9596.
9596.
All right. We are going to have a short break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Jake Kissack of Go Local Powur. We're going to talk about the current state of the solar market and its potential future trends.
So stay with us.
How would you touch up your home if you had an extra $10,000? Would you paint, fix the lawn, make small repairs? All of the above will increase the value of your home if you're planning on selling. That's exactly why my friends Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu, offered a 10K program. Carr didn't hesitate to take advantage of this advance to fix up his Makakilo investment property. And good thing, the repairs he made with the extra money put the home in escrow just 2 weeks later. Team Lally uses programs like the Team Lally 10K to guarantee your home sells at the price and a deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. They also know that life happens, so if needed, they'll let you out of the contract at any time. So when you need to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama, trust Adrian and Attilio of Team Lally to do the job for you. Call 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. Visit teamlally.com. Spelled Lally, Lally.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now more than ever, buyers and sellers need an expert to navigate this ever-changing market. And what do you do to stand out?
Hey, Sean, we are a team with over 500 plus 4.9 star reviews, over 1,600 transactions under belt, and 20 years in the business. It's going to take a lot of resources to get a home sold today.
What kind of programs do you offer?
Sean, we offer the guaranteed sale, instant offer close in 12 days, 10K for upgrades, love it or leave it, no hassle listing. No matter what situation the client is in, we've got solutions.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
Taking one cash offer for your home doesn't have to be your only option. I'm Barbara Corcoran, and especially in today's current market, having a local real estate agent who offers great marketing and options that are customized to fit your needs is smart. In Honolulu, the agents I trust are Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi. They can give you a guarantee to sell your home, flexible fees, or up to $10,000 in cash to help with repairs.
Get the option that's right for you. Go to teamlally.com.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today grew up in the sprawling 3,000-acre Angus cattle ranch nestled in the picturesque rolling hills of Wyoming. He studied at the University of Wyoming and abroad in Spain and earned a master's degree from the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago.
4 years ago, he received an invitation he couldn't refuse to leave the ranch and see how many people he can help with solar. And now he is Go Local Power's solar consultant. Please welcome back our guest, Jake Kissack.
Hey, Jake.
Hey, guys.
Yes, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome back.
You know, when I first met you, you told me a different story that is in the intro. That's in the intro. You said your girlfriend was married to a local farmer, and the dad came at you with a shotgun and said, "You got to marry her." Just kidding. That was a joke.
Yeah, not in my ranch.
That's what I'm thinking. Like with living, on a big Angus ranch, like, hey, you need to marry my daughter now.
Silly-o.
No, but you got an invite, so you went from one beautiful part of the country to another part, and here you are.
And educating everyone here in our islands about solar, and you've helped us, our clients, in so many different situations because it can be kind of confusing.
It is. Help unconfuse us with this solar stuff, Jake.
Well, I'm coming in to give you guys a little fun perspective today on what is Go Local Power. So many of you, have you guys been to Home Depot as of recently?
Yeah, I think I saw one T-shirt, that might polo shirt.
So you guys are in all the Home Depots?
Yeah.
You got a little stand over there?
So we are in many of the Home Depots, not all of them, but all throughout here, Maui, so Oahu, Maui, Big Island, and we're expanding to all the Home Depots. And Go Local Power, you're going to see us as soon as you guys walk into Home Depot. A lot of people are like, "Oh, who are these guys?" And it will say that there's a solar and how to get solar on your home. So there's going to be our awesome solar advisors there to help people walk through what's going on, what's new in the market, and really let them know how much solar can save them by giving them an energy savings report and set them up with a solar consultant that can walk them through how much they can save going solar this year, as Hawaiian Electric is rolling out a bunch of programs where rates can go up 3 times compared to what they are today. And so it is a time where a lot of people who used to push solar off are now saying it's a good idea to look in it this year.
Yeah, I ran into Charlie at Kapolei Home Depot, and I was like, "Hey, where can I find some door stops and some 10-penny nails?" And he was super helpful. No, and then I realized, oh, you're the solar guy. But he was like, "No, I can still help you." I was like, I'll come back, but super friendly. I don't know if his name's Charlie. I just made that name up, but he was right at the entryway.
So
like a
Jake,
Walmart greeter.
You mentioned people that were like wanting to get solar now that maybe have pushed it off. But what about the people that got solar maybe 10 years ago? And because this was me, and that like the system was not producing as much as it was before, and the bills are going up. Like
they call you when they get that real high electric bill, and they're like, "What the heck? I got panels on my roof."
What kind of programs do you have? What kind of programs do you have?
You're like the Ghostbusters of solar.
Well, what we know is Hawaii has a super aggressive goal to be 100% renewable by 2045, which means that all the power is going to be renewable in just over a decade. So really there's only 2 kinds of people here that own homes in Hawaii that are homeowners. There are those that have solar and those that don't have solar yet. And for those that have solar and they're saying, "Oh my gosh, I have solar, but that was built 10, 15 years ago." Of course, that system was built for the home and the needs of the time. So likely they still are getting a bill, even though the system is maybe purchased, they are still getting a bill from Hawaiian Electric every month. And they're saying, "Oh my gosh, I need more horsepower, I need more energy coming." and, I've been getting a lot of power outages, so I'd like to add a battery. That's where we come in for those that have solar on the home that want to add more power onto their system. And there are multiple different programs that Hawaiian Electric has literally rolled out. One of them was just in April 1st, where you can expand your current system and have a partnership with Hawaiian Electric to where that your old system can get expanded. Okay, and there is specifically for those listeners that are in Maui, there's a very unique opportunity that they have. Anyone who has gotten a system back to, when did you get your system installed, your first system installed, Adrienne?
Oh, I want to say it was like 2008 was when that first one. Yep.
Yeah, you were in the first wave. There's probably many listeners who were in that same wave, and they got that golden ticket called the NEM or net metering system. So they added solar to their house, and then they were able to get power at their house for just no money because they bought the system, and then the solar provided them all the power that they needed. So those are golden ticket systems. Now, if you're living in Maui and you got your system installed before 2015, so anybody who has panels on their house before 2015 is now in a super unique opportunity that expires in roughly it's gonna expire based on how many people apply for the new program that is open, or it's June 30th is the absolute deadline for customers to reach out and say, hey, I want to expand that golden ticket. So you can, if you are a current owner of solar on the home before 2015, you got it installed, and you have that golden ticket, you can expand that in Maui in a very significant way. So if you're in that customer and you want to expand that system, please call, because there is limited space, and June 30th is the absolute cutoff before they say, hey, no more expanding of that golden ticket.
So, Jake, that's only for Maui, not on Oahu.
That is just for Maui. There's like a VIP level battery expansion that they have, and that's different. That's different for the other islands.
Okay.
But you're here in Oahu, you can still add onto your system. It will look different, but for anyone who wants to add power to their current system, they can add both battery storage, because I've talked to many people, and the number one issue they have is they're like, okay, I have a bill, and when the grid goes down, I lose power at my home. So many people who have solar on their home want to expand the amount of power that they have to get rid of their Hawaiian Electric bill. And when there are now more brownouts and blackouts than ever before, post the Maui fire, that urban wildfire, they changed how they do power outages. When there's high winds, they shut the grid down. So people have been since August of last year have been experiencing a lot of power outages. So many people.
So now's the time to get the battery.
Is the time to get a battery. Yeah. Look into battery. Look into the cost of it. The return on investment is typically 10 years or less. So for those of you who are thinking, like with you guys, thinking, oh, I'm a homeowner, are you going to stay in the home for 10 years? Those are things to consider with a solar consultant and an advisor like myself and my team at Go Local Power. We can help you walk through those and answer those questions. But now is the time for sure to look at it.
You do an analysis, right? You do the analysis, and you're like, all right, if you're going to be here this amount of years for sure, then it makes sense.
It's a great return on investment. Yeah.
So,
And go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I got this weird letter from Hawaiian Electric that was very confusing. And I took a picture of it, and I immediately sent it to Jake because I didn't know. I was like, why would they want me to change off of my net metering arrangements? So I want to alert any of our listeners that got this letter.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the letter. What it says at the top is it's going to say aloha, and it's from Hawaiian Electric. This is the paper copy, and it says, to better serve customers, the Public Utilities Commission has approved a new smart renewable energy program and bring your own device, which is called BYOD, to replace existing interim programs starting April 1st. So this was just rolled out just 10 days ago. Everybody got emails and then paper flyers who had panels and then expanded, like you did with the battery bonus program, where you added more solar as well as a couple batteries to your system, to where you have backup, Adrian, at your house where you didn't before, and you have more power because you added more panels to your current to your old net metering system. So you expanded your system, got that battery storage. So anyone who is in that who's in your category and a customer like you, they will get this letter, the BYOD. They will get that letter, and it is a bit confusing online. I as far as all the research that we've done, this is not a great option for about 95% of the customers. There may be a small fraction of customers who would be like, oh, this would be a great option for them. And the reason why I say that is because the BYOD program, you're opting out of battery bonus and into the BYOD program, which is not as lucrative, and you end up kind of burning up your golden ticket that you have with net metering, which you, of course, opted in to expand when you got the battery on your home and plus new panels. So this BYOD program is one that has been blown up in April, and it does not seem to be a great program as of now. Things might change, but as of right now, it does not seem like a customer-facing good program and a good option for many of the customers that I talk to, because many of them, of course, want to keep good rates at their house. They want to use power at their own house during blackouts.
Let's unpack that a little bit, because I read the letter too. So they're wanting you to so when you do net metering, there's a manual style meter on the side of the home with the little spinning wheel. And with net metering, you're actually reversing that, correct?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
So you're turning back the dial. Yep. It's like going backwards. I'm younger. No, I'm getting older. No, I'm younger. And so with the time of use, they need those smart meters, which are digital. So it might.
That's right.
Now at the bottom, it did say that this is optional. You do not have to participate. And that's the part that people missed and then got swapped out on, because I think they did the smart meter swap out. They've been doing that for a couple months. I didn't know what it was. I thought they were upgrading the system. So if I had known I could have opted out, maybe I would have opted out, but I didn't know. And so now I have like Big Brother meter on the side of my house. He sees me when I take out my garbage cans. He knows when I'm naughty and when I'm nice. Oh, no. That's Santa Claus. But that's the way that they can do that. They have to do the time of use with the digital meters. They can't do it with the manual ones.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone moving from analog meters to digital meters, because during COVID, many of you guys in the months of June and July, they couldn't get out. The meter reps couldn't get out and read the meters. And so they gave projections on rates. And then after that, they're like, okay, we need to start. After that, it was implemented that everyone will be getting moving from analog into a digital meter, which is okay. They can digitally spin that backwards with net metering rather than physically.
Gotcha.
But this new BYOD program, many people are getting letters calling in asking about it. We do talk one-on-one, but it seems to be about a 90 to 95% of the people that we talk to are like, oh, that makes no sense to me to move over. And so that's the message that I wanted to communicate to the listeners there. If you have, if you opted into the battery bonus system, that's a great program. You got opted in for a great program there. Stick with that one. If you have more questions, you can, of course, reach out to me and find me on the Advisors We Trust at the Team Lally page. And reach out to me. My personal phone number is on there, and happy to answer any questions that listeners.
That's super easy. All you got to do is all they got to do is get you a copy of your electric bill.
That's right.
Because it's all on there, which you need to analyze to give them a nice report. And I've seen the reports you guys give. They're super. Here's a comment I got from a client that we introduced to you guys, and when you all went through the report, they're like, and they had solar. They're like, wow, my last solar people didn't explain it as easily and in a way that makes sense to me.
They didn't explain any of it.
Yeah.
They were like completely clueless as to what they had.
Yeah.
And just, they were so grateful.
Yeah, well, we only get our reps. All of our reps have gone to Harvard and to the best Ivy League schools. So you know how we roll around here at Go Local Power. Just kidding. No, we have some really smart reps. I really enjoy the people that we send out and the customers that we talk to.
Go Local Power. Is backed by a company that has been spending millions of dollars updating this software, this back-end software, to support you all, to make it as user-friendly and as intuitive, and for the consumers to really easily understand it. We sell homes all the time, and we're looking at, we got to the point right now where we don't want to comment on what's on the roof. We just tell the buyers, you need to read the paperwork that came with the system between leasing, power purchase, NEM, battery.
If it's owned or leased, how that all works.
There's so many different variables on what's on people's roofs besides just the hardware.
It can be very confusing.
What the program is.
Yeah, it's good to have someone like Jake on your side.
Yeah, you're like Bill Nye the Science Guy. You're going to explain it, the solar.
Yeah, well, and that leads to that second. Like I said, there's two groups of people in your listeners group, and so those who don't have, those have no solar, but will eventually, since by 2045, everyone will go solar and will be 100% renewable. So we've talked about the customers that have power, have solar on their home, and have wanted to expand it. They have a bill, so they want to expand it. We can help them.
Yeah.
And as well, those who have said, not yet for solar.
Yes.
Man, this is the year. There's some brand new, awesome tech that came out. Our company sat down and is the first one to be able to bring the Tesla Powerwall 3. So many people have the Tesla Powerwall 2 on their home. But, man, Tesla just came out with a Tesla Powerwall 3 battery, and it is awesome. The Tesla Powerwall 2 was awesome as well. It's still a great battery, and many people will still get that installed. The Tesla Powerwall 3 is just really a neat battery. We had a whole conference, and things that listeners would want to know is, oh, my gosh, it is this battery is a bit safer, and it is as well has a bit more storage capacity with it, which is just really neat.
I think we need to do like a Korean drama, right at the end, you got to leave them hanging so they want more, because we're coming to the end of our show. So next time that Jake is on, we're going to be talking about the Tesla 3.
Yes.
How energy efficient it is and how it helps your kids stay off their iPhones and do their homework.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you, Jake.
Don't forget about that.
Okay. Thanks, Jake.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
And who are our sponsors?
Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji of Pillar to Post Home Inspection.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson Fine Line Paint Works.
Jake of Go Local Power.
Scott with Zero Res Hawaii.
Amphi of the Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Jeff from the Loan Depot.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
Yahoo!
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have one of our awesome guests talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
Sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price in our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha!
The preceding program was sponsored by Team Lally.